Yo, the boys are back in town. What's up, guys? Got my basketball. Play some hoops today. I had to bring the old basketball, get the old needle out. You would think that in 2026, we would have figured out a better invention to pump up the air of basketball. Still, you need that little ass thin needle in the pump. So I wouldn't be lying to you if I said I snapped one. I'm all aggressive like a caveman. I put the needle in and I start doing it and it snaps. So I had to get another one. But anyway, shout out to everybody. Guys, it's Friday, May 15th, 10:15 a.m. We are less than 24 hours away from the fights. Guys, celebration time. You've done your film study. You've done your hard work. Your boots are dug in. And you're going to live and die with your results. This is what we do. The community is the best community, though, guys. Join our Discord. For all the new people in the Discord, you understand what our JSB community goes way beyond who I'm betting on. And I think as we grow and grow and we surpass 500 VIPs, it's more evident of what it is. It's a tool. That Discord is a tool. People sharing their analysis, people sharing film study, what they see, insider information, all that good stuff. And you don't have to worry about trolls because our moderator, shout out to Gil, shout out to Jesse, two of our good mods. They do an excellent job at keeping the riffraff away. On that note, to join our world famous Johnny Says Boxing Betting Discord, click that link. I'll keep it pinned. This, guys, I've already done all my work. I have all the bets in. I gave you guys a Netflix prelim card. You MMA Savages asked for my pick. On the prelims, I don't see any dogs on the prelims. I know most of those guys. It's in the main card. I haven't done any picks yet on the Netflix MMA card, but you have a prelim. And then I'll just leave this live stream for you guys. If you guys want to talk about any last second bets, I'll bring up the current odds. The odds are shifting. Pretty insane. I did 2 Stats Don't Lie videos this week. One of them was the breakdown, analysis, and prediction of Keyshawn versus Wu, part 2. And then the other one is Karen Chukachan versus Patty Donovan. If you guys haven't watched those are my edited breakdown, analysis, and prediction videos under the fight prediction playlist. Stats Don't Lie. So watch those. Other than that, I'm going to say what's up to the squad. Let me get this up. I'm going to leave that link to join our Discord pinned. Cody, we roll and roll and roll. What's up, baby? Can't wait. Me neither, man. There's so many fights this weekend, dude. We are savages. So many fights this weekend. We got boxing, we got MMA. We got the Cavs. Game 6, baby. Let's go, Cleveland. Just out there stealing Game 5 in Detroit. Out there jacking Game 5 in Detroit. Down 2-0. We're up 3-2. Take it back to the land. Let's go to the Eastern Conference Finals. Let's go to the Eastern Conference Finals and then probably get swept against New York. Julius, our local sniper, says Keyshawn 1 through 6. Nahir is only there to get stopped. Hot take. Going down, baby. Yo, street in the Range Rover, sweet sweeper, baby. Street sweeper, baby. Caught ready to let it go. You think he's only there to get stopped? Mate, this is a 30-year-old, very proud professional fighter fighting in a rematch with personal vitriol behind the matchup, considering what happened in the locker room after Wu beat the brakes off of the other Davis brother. And Keyshawn had his card saved by a 21-year-old Abdullah Mason when Abdullah beat the brakes off of Jeremiah Nakatia. So you're telling me that Wu's going to go into Norfolk, back to Norfolk, just to get stopped? I don't know, man. I don't agree. I don't see it. Mike from Melbourne. Salute. One of our day ones in the house. Boxing fan day one. Boxing fan. I poked my head into the baseball Discord. Baseball has to be hard to bet on. I mean, the only reason I'm asking that is because there's so many games. 162 game season, there's action every single day. So I assume that it's really hard to win consistently and not become a degenerate when you have action every day. Thank God we don't have boxing every day. If we had boxing every day, I probably wouldn't enjoy this. So I guess the deeper question is, because boxing fans are Major League Baseball sharp in the Discord, I guess the better question would be, do you have any systems or advice to the bettors, especially the baseball bettors, to ensure that they're not betting every single day? Because I mean, it's a numbers game. If you're betting every day, you're not going to win. There's a reason why Vegas has skyscrapers and casinos and opulence, because they're gambling 24/7, 365. The house always wins. So I'm sure you have. I'd be interested to hear if you have any systems in place to deter that sort of element. Poncho, Poncho McGee with the Tank. Guys, are we going to see Tank versus Loma? Boys, are we going to see Tank versus? Is that the fight we want? Are we going to see Loma versus Shakur? I heard a couple rumors. And I was bullshitting you guys a couple days ago. I acted like I wasn't excited about Loma coming out of retirement, but that is just my natural nature of like pushing back initially, and then I open up, and then I'll like be acceptant. I'm excited he's back. There's good fights to make, even though he's 35, 36 up there now. Is it Tank? Is it Shakur? My boy Johnny. It's Homeless Fridays, baby. It's I got all my teeth, man. I'm just growing the beard out, boys. I'm growing the beard. It's winter, Pitbull. It's winter. It's cold here in Sydney. I got the hoodie on. Okay. Is this better? Yo, what's up? What's up, gangs? What's up, dog? What's up, love? What's up, gang? He said I look homeless. I got that homeless chic look, baby. Let's go. All right. That's two of the JSB insiders talking about the stoppage. So now you know what we do. We got to pull it up. We got Lil Showtime, Money Mooch, and we got our boy Julius talking the same thing. So let's see the odds of stoppage versus points. Guys, full transparency. I'm playing Keyshawn on points. Let's see what the boys like. Damn, I love a good storyline. This fight, people, I wasn't too stoked about it when it got signed, but you know how we do. 48 hours away from the fight, I'm stoked that this is going down. Okay, so you're looking for value. So the value, the sharp money is on the points. The chalk is on. So you're not even in plus money. So you're not even making 1-1 with Keyshawn by knockout. You guys like that? I generally, there's a few of these this weekend actually. Keyshawn to knock out, you're not even going 1-1. You're getting 79% return. I'd much rather play the points at plus money. That's guys, and that comes down to strategy. That comes down to bankroll. That comes down to wallet. That comes down to your own intention as a bettor. What do you want to achieve? The better, right? How much money do you have as a bettor? I know guys who make a fortune winning 40% returns. So if you're going like, are you going to put 10,000 on Keyshawn to stop Nahir to get 7,900 back? That's the game. It is gambling. You know what I'm saying? If we knew, sometimes I wish we all had that sports almanac from Back to the Future. I wish I had. Could you imagine if is that greedy of me to wish I had that almanac? I wonder if AI could create a futuristic sports almanac with predicted outcomes, but boxing's too difficult because a lot of these matches aren't made yet. No sports almanac. The best you guys can do, you got me, a homeless kid who lives in Skid Row in LA. That's all you got. So you guys got to live with it. And a homeless old man. I'm not a kid. I'm 44 now. So I'm a homeless old man in Skid Row. What's up, J-Si? Johnny got the hostage beer going. Blink 3. What could you imagine? I got no drawers on. I'm naked. I got fucking old ass holy boxers on. I just have this on and like a G banger. Just no, I'm growing. I'm trying to grow a beard, man. It's winter. Winter's here, man. Jon Snow. Let's go. Swindlegate. Love snatch. Swindlegate. Okay, so Harley says, "Did I look at the Nick Webb fight? Let's see if the odds. We could talk about it now. Nick Webb. So you're asking about Odiase, who's a Nick Webb is a 10-1 dog. That fight's not on my radar, Harley. So the answer you is no. Dave Allen goes distance. I already got it. Emma, the Philippines in the house. I have let me double check. I think that fight does go the distance. Hrgovic on point. I don't see Allen getting stopped in his hometown. Chaos Williams. I got that A side. So guys, you have 9 tickets right now. I give you guys 9 tickets. One of those 9. No, there's 10 tickets live. That's insane. There's 10 tickets up, boys. One of those 10 though is our quarterly long parlay that we started in April. That's still live. It's a plus 600, and we've had 3 out of 9 legs. But Hrgovic on decision and Keyshawn on the money line. Hrgovic money line, Keyshawn money line is on that ticket. Then we got a Euro double that pays plus 123. We have our UFC dog at plus 141. We have our prop of the week at plus 155. I gave you guys a top rank A side parlay, so that's kind of like our, call it a safety net. Our safety net parlay this weekend is our top rank A side parlay. That pays plus 114. These are all plus money. My boxing dog of the week is plus 245. I gave you guys a UFC double at plus 330. My knockout prop of the week is plus 190. And then I gave you guys a Netflix MMA undercard parlay. That's at plus 193. But I also gave you guys a plus 318. Did any of you guys see the plus 318 one? So you put 100 on, you get, plus 318. 30,000 back. So you guys are going to think of, this is for like the Cowboys. I'm going to show you what I did. And I'll give you my reasoning behind it's a 4-legger. 4 legs. I think it's like 30,000 bucks. Okay, the first one. And these odds are dropping because of people betting closer to the weekend. So I got Karen Chukachin. This is just a moonshot, a lottery parlay. Call it what you will. I don't know what the famous bettors online call these things. So I'm taking Chukachin by knockout. Only on one ticket. I got this yesterday at plus 750. It's down to plus 525. So the total odds are going to change. So I took Chukachin by knockout. I took Kusei on points at plus 195. Yesterday, that was at plus 214. Those odds have crashed. I took, oh my God, all these odds are crazy. These odds have all crashed. This is insane. So yesterday, I took Ahmad Hatim on the money line. He was plus 354. He's down to plus 215. That's insane. Okay. And then we got one more. And then the last one to circle out this moonshot parlay. So it's a 4-legger. I took Michael Gomez Jr. to stop Lee McGregor. Yesterday, it was plus 198 by stoppage. It's down to plus 190. So that 4 legs, 100 on this. So it's paying 168 to 1. I got it yesterday at 318 to 1. Damn, dude, that is insane. The odds have almost cut in half. So on these 4, $100, 100 gets you 16,000. I do have action on this. So I have 100 on mine, gives me 30,000. Why not? Fucking, could you imagine? That's going to be our goal for the next 12 months. For the next 12 months, so one of us has to hit something like this. There's no reason one of us in our Discord shouldn't hit something like this. That's the move. That's my new goal. Forget everything else. Try to find a 4-legger or a 3-legger to where $100 gets you like 30,000. Because here's my, yeah. So I got plus 318 my odds. The fight week starts tomorrow. Our picks are locked in. I would love for you to take a peek at. Yeah, it's a 50. I looked at it because you asked me. I'm not gonna. By this time every week, like my action's already sorted, and I'm kind of burned out, Barry. I'm from film study, and I know you appreciate it. I know because you're a student of the game too. Harley, Nick Webb is getting stopped. There you go. Roach wants to fight Lom. That is a fun fight. Lamont Roach for Slum. Is that the fight we want? Lit the casual in the house. What's up, big baby? Floyd coaching. Am I still on? I'm 100% all in on Shock Foster. Yeah, I think he. Cue the Michael Irvin gif. Belt to ass. I just think Shock is a more at this stage of the game. Shock is the more well-rounded, more seasoned boxer. Yeah, I ain't mad with Skid Row Johnny, boy. Skid Row Johnny sounds like a skit. Skid Row John. We got the Swindler. We got Skid Row Johnny. It kind of sounds like a Skid Row. I don't know. I was going to say something derogatory about my own self. If you can't be self-degrading, you take life too seriously. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm not. Those guys that can't make fun of themselves, they've never been friends with me because I clown way too much. I grew up around dudes that if you couldn't clown each other, we weren't going to be friends. So I grew up clowning, and self-degradation is part of that. I love Key stoppage after. Okay. I was surprised you went with Key on points. Yeah. A lot of people see Key by stoppage because he stopped because he beat Jermaine, because he stopped Jermaine. I just think Jermaine fight. The thing about it is when you look at the different style of Jermaine Ortiz versus Nahir Albright fights a different range, and he's much more cautious. He has a better jab than Jermaine Ortiz. A little bit taller, a little bit longer, different style of fighter. And even if you rewatch the Nahir Albright Frank Martin fight, and you kind of can understand what I mean by this. Albright what Albright does really well. I mean, he has 2 losses. He's never been stopped. I think he lost his first fight, and then he lost to Jermaine Ortiz on points. So what he does really well is he manages distance with his jab, and then he allows his jab to dictate his pressure. You know, he doesn't just have this. And that's a sign of a seasoned and a smart fighter. He doesn't have just one gear. He keeps his first gear at range. He sets everything up with the jab, and then he allows you to either walk on it or counter him. And then he has to make decisions as his fight goes on, when to press, when to pull back, when to press, when to pull back. And his decision-making process against Frank Martin was, from the 5th round onwards, was amazing. He was watching Frank Martin, he was allowing. I use the word allow really loosely because what man wants to allow another man to hit them? But he was allowing Frank Martin to kind of implement Frank's game plan early on, and Frank was having success. And Team Albright did their film study. They knew that Frank Martin couldn't carry that output and that pressure throughout the duration of an entire fight. So the game plan from Albright was like, use your jab, stay in range. If he counters you, circle away from his power. Don't get involved with too many exchanges early, and just keep an eye on his tempo. Keep an eye on his output. And then when you start to see any signs of him wilting, press. Cut the distance a bit, get a little closer. And then when you start seeing him wilting, really press. And it was a beautiful game plan, beautifully executed. I took Frank Martin on the money line. It was a draw. My ticket got burned regardless because my betting app, a draw ruins your parlay. I thought Albright won the fight. So Boxing Fan circles back to answer my question. I was asking about the Major League Baseball. He's our sharp. in regards to any sort of systems to enable the boys not to be betting every single day. Because look, I had somebody in the boxing chat today, Johnny, what bets are you 100% sure of? I'm betting a lot of money on this weekend. And he was asking me in the Discord publicly, and I answered him publicly with this: don't bet. No, dude, you're not about to put all that pressure on another person. You have all this money to bet, and you want to know what I'm never sure on any of my picks ever. No gambler is. No gambler is. And any successful gambler, any successful bettor is never sure on anything, because you play this game long enough, you know how it could go. So you have to be prepared to lose. When we win, that's why we say we up. When we in, we up. Everything else is, we're never down. We're never down. We're either up or we're here. That's it. So we up is a philosophy. Like here, well, we're not here, we up. So if you're looking to get rich, or you saved money all month because you worked hard for it to gamble, don't gamble, because you don't have the money to do it. Self-discipline is the best strategy to watch betting foolish, and you know this. We do a lot of homework for sure. Major League Baseball, what not to bet is rule number 1. What not to bet. I like it. You should, boxing fan, do me a favor and maybe create like a little 5-step checklist that I could pin in the Major League Baseball channel, because I get anxiety of like when I open up the betting app and see baseball every single day with 30 games. I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude, like what are we doing? Like, so I don't bet baseball. I usually just bet boxing, MMA, and Cleveland Cavs. Albright seems Albright's in the zone, man. And guys, the whole Albright knockout, you guys also have to think about this. Think about the psychology of both guys. We know Keyshawn looked amazing. Keyshawn won his money. I won money on Keyshawn last fight to stop Jermaine Ortiz. Watch my breakdown of a guy who had never been stopped and a guy that I really rate. I like Jermaine Ortiz. He's a smooth operator in there. Keyshawn was hungry in there. Keyshawn's body punching looked great. So Keyshawn has that momentum, right? But there's still a little bit of like an emotional question mark coming back to the Scope Arena. Keyshawn versus Jermaine wasn't at the Scope Arena. He's kind of returning to the site of a really bad moment in his career in his last time in Norfolk when he was supposed to fight De Los Santos, and he misses weight fight. We know all of it, right? But Albright is coming off an opportunity to sink. He fought in a fight that was a draw and got mic time and was singing Boy Cement. Went viral. Obviously, if he loses that fight, he's not getting mic time. I say all that because that's confidence. That's a 30-year-old swaggy, confident athlete. You think he's coming in there ill-prepared to get stopped? You guys are underestimating Wu. Wu could box. I think Top Rank wants to give Key every opportunity to stop Albright because they made it 12 rounds. There's no reason for that to be 12. There's nothing on the line. Good point. Maybe they just want an extra 6 minutes to show off. Maybe they want to make money for that ticket price. Maybe they want the people at the door to get their money's worth. An extra 6 minutes of boxing. Let's go. I reckon Key goes the distance. That's where my money's at. Will you put 500,000 on Keyshawn money line? What's my bankroll? Yeah. If my bankroll was 10 million, even if my bankroll was 20 million, I'd go 500K if I'm doing the numbers right. If I had a bankroll of 20 million, I'd go 500K on Key. I'm confident in Key winning. Thoughts on Tony Yoka fighting? I didn't know he was. I think Tony's fighting the following weekend. Skating Reviews laughing. Norman versus Wagner. Norman. Alex Galvan vids. Moneyline Keon. Yeah, this is our So I do have a parlay, Alex Galvin, with the top rank. Guys, do your research. You guys know we have an educated chat. You know what I'm about to say. Top rank cards are notoriously favored the A side. You mix that with the fight is in Norfolk. The only way any Davis brother loses is if he gets knocked out. The P. Dobson fight should be close. The other Davis brother fight shouldn't be close. And Keyshawn should win like maybe 8-4, 8-4, 9-3, that sort of thing. I do have Karen Chukajan on a separate European double, and then that 300-1 parlay. How's your sparring going lately? I spar tomorrow morning. I did 10 rounds today, but just with a client, and we're using like 16 ounces, and we're just pretty much fencing because these are corporate clients. But tomorrow I'm sparring. I sparred last week too. I don't want to give the wrong impression though to people. At 44 years old, I'm not sparring to win fights. I'm sparring to stay sharp and I'm sparring to problem solve. And it's fun. If you guys box, you'll know what I'm talking about. Who you like more, Key by decision or Phillip by decision? I think both win by decision. I think it's really hard for me to see the White Rhino getting knocked out by Hrgovic. The thing about Hrgovic, though, I think this is what his second fight with Abel Ramos. I always say Abel Ramos, Abel Sanchez. Abel Ramos won us money in his last fight. Shout out to Abel Ramos, plus 500. We got him on the money line. Abel Sanchez, Triple G's coach. So Hrgovic is now doing his fight camps in Big Bear, California. And we saw, I think he last fought in October. His gas tank is improving. I'd like to live in a world where Dave Allen is going to come in prepared. Dave Allen prepared will go the distance. He shouldn't get stopped against Hrgovic. It's in his hometown. You know, he likes the attention. He has a big social media following. These guys have pride, dude. That's why I can see if people talking about, oh, he laid down. There were some crazy conspiracies last weekend with David Morrell talking about Morrell laid down. No, he didn't. That dude got knocked out on his feet. At this level, these are proud young men. These guys aren't laying down. They don't want to lose in front of their families. Yeah, get on it, Christos. Greek in the house. And Andy Katsarakis. Yeah, the Netflix. They asked for it, Ado. I had to put it in. Bro, I was getting so many messages. I didn't want to do it. That's why you don't see. I didn't do the Ronda Rousey fight. I didn't do the Nate Diaz fight. It's just the undercard. I'm probably not even gonna get. I'm probably not even gonna watch it. What's up, Johnny? Going to this weekend with I Get It in Ohio, whatever you want to call it. We're going to be triple up. Dude, Canary Burgundy. I call the lemon red. Yellow diamonds in my ear. Call them lemon head in the bed. Ice like Winnipeg. Gemstone, Flintstone. You could say I'm friends with Fred. Dude, I get it from Ohio. Do you think Calvin and Peter go the distance? I do. Yeah, so Peter, I like Pete Dobson. Pete Dobson's tough, man. This dude is a workman. He's a worker. I mean, he's a firefighter by day, but like his sparring, Tommy Rainone was talking to me the other day. He was saying how he used to spar Pete Dobson. Pete Dobson's one of these guys sparred everybody in the New York area for years. I think he's 35 now. He's not a puncher. He's just he gets by not being a puncher with his work ethic, his durability. I think it goes the distance. I don't think Calvin's going to stop him. Does Gomez Jr. throw hooks, bro? Because if he does straight punches as a pressure fighter, he's cooked. It's a weird question. I don't have too much money on that fight, mate. How much are you invested in Michael Gomez Jr. versus Lee McGregor? I wouldn't be investing too much in that fight. I do have Gomez Jr. by knockout, though. Gomez Jr., if we're talking about how fighters are trending, if we're talking about a guy who totally is deflated versus a guy who's making a surge and a run maybe a year or two later than he thought he was, Michael Gomez Jr. is a guy at 31 who thought he was going to find this success at 27, 28. And Lee McGregor at 29 thought he was going to be probably a champion by now. Lee McGregor not too long ago was fighting at 122 pounds. He is fluctuating from 122, took some fights at 130, goes to 126 against Nathaniel Collins in his home country as the favorite and gets knocked out at 126 against a guy in Nathaniel Collins who's not a puncher. This fight's at 135. Michael Gomez Jr., I think of his last few fights, I don't want to misspeak. I think he's stopping people now, isn't he? No, he's not the biggest of punchers, but he's going to be the bigger guy. He's going to be the bigger guy. You got to take that in consideration. And that's the value play here. Like I'm not like emotionally attached to any of these bets. If I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. So that's exactly what I thought. So 1, 2 out of his last 3 fights. He gets stopped against Reese Bellotti. He stops Jordan Flynn. He stops Kane Baker. So he's 2 out of his last 3 fights, he wins by knockout. I like the size advantage. I like the confidence. I like the trending. I like the power. I like all that on Michael Gomez Jr. I like him to stop him. That Zuffa card in the Worley fight killed more than half my bankroll going, oh. Yeah, I got taken behind a woodshed on both of those, mate. Cortez, you ain't the only one, boy. But I forgot about that already. You got to just forget about it, baby. Dude, even when I don't ever sit on my wins. If anything, I sit on my losses more than I do my wins when we lose. It's Friday. We got fights tomorrow. I already forgot about that ass beating I took last week. I got the dog pit. I got taken behind the woodshed and traumatized. We was out here trauma bonding dude. It wasn't just me though. We all got worked. I mean, last weekend was brutal. Yuck. The Fabio fight, we knew it. I knew it. It was either. It wasn't one of these. You know what to expect. The Zuffa card. The Zuffa card for me is a half unit, quarter unit bet anyway. The matchmaking of Zuffa, people were going to call. It's my take on this. I said it on Tuesday. People right now are saying Zuffa's matchmaking is the best. I totally disagree. After watching Zuffa over the first 6 months, I think you can't continue to do this, especially with the young prospects. You can't continuously match how are you going to develop stars? How are you going to you can't put young prospects in 50-50 fights when they're not totally developed. I'm talking about the Justin Valoria fight. 21 years old. They put him in with a 26-year-old kid who's a freaking dog. He wasn't the only one, though. There were a few of them, and we see it week in and week out with Zuffa. For some reason, they're just like, fuck it. We don't want prospects. We don't want to we don't want to develop young guys. That's what they're doing. I don't think that's a good business move. Albright knows how to survive if he gets hurt. But Keyshawn's a killer. Don't get it twisted. If Keyshawn sees him hurt, that's the danger. Keyshawn's a good puncher. He's accurate. He's mean in there. Keyshawn's mean in there. He's one of my favorite fighters. So I took Keyshawn on points, not because I don't. Keyshawn is in my pound for pound list. I've always been a Keyshawn fan. It's crazy he doesn't have 15 fights. He's fringe pound for pound for me. I'm a big fan of Keyshawn Davis. I think we're looking at a potential Hall of Famer. His hand speed, just how mean he is, dude. How smart he is in there too. He's slick. Pull countering, punch placement, punch versatility, his feet. He ticks all the boxes, man. Crazy town like Norfolk, Virginia, man. Pernell Whitaker's hometown. Rest in peace to one of the GOATs, Sweet Pea. Albright switches gears mid-fight. He's smart, man. He's smart. Albright. That's a sign. That's not just a sign of a complex bag, but that's all. Being able to switch gears is also a sign of a fight IQ. Being totally omnipresent in the moment, not being emotional. This is actually related to why I'm taking Chukachan over Patty, because I'll tie those two together. Albright being able to switch gears mid-fight is a sign of being present in the moment, being aware of what your opponent is giving you, and then making adjustments to better put you in a position of coming out on top. Not all fighters could do that. It's not always a skill set thing. Patty Donovan, on the other hand, is a guy with all of the skill set. Fast, has power, good boxer, but this version of him, he fights way too emotional for me. Very emotional. And when we're fighting emotionally, it affects our cognition. It affects our decision making. This is science. I talked about it yesterday. Look at the role that our body's parasympathetic nervous system and our sympathetic nervous system plays on cognition. So our body's fight, flight, or fear response. Whenever we're in a fear state, your cognition just goes away. You can't think. That also happens when we're emotional, whether we're stressed out, like this sort of. That's why, be like water. Water doesn't, Bruce Lee's quote, water doesn't fight its environment. It just assimilates to its environment. You know what I'm saying? So Donovan, I've seen time and time again, his emotions get the best of him. And I think that he's going to be a level below Karen Chukachan. I'm hoping what I'm leaning on is an example. And I talked about this yesterday. Disregard the fighters' names I'm going to compare it to, but only focus on the difference in levels of what we saw with the outcome. Aston Brown was the favorite going into the Sam Gilly fight, and we nailed Sam Gilly at plus 600 by knockout. And my prediction was that Sam Gilly was a level above, and that level is going to show. Now, when you're head to head, it's tough to get knockouts. But you could have a guy who's not a knockout guy or not a big puncher, a level above another guy, and this is when knockouts come. I could see Chukachan hopefully what I'm predicting with Chukajon and Patty is that adjustment I talked about in my breakdown from Lewis Crocker from fight 1 to fight 2. Lewis Crocker had way more success in fight 2 when he chose to force Patty to fight off the front foot and not pressure Patty. Patty had a lot more success in the first fight because Crocker was pressuring him and trying to be the pressure fighter. In the second fight, he stayed on his back foot, stayed on the ropes, and was countering. Patty was getting countered by Lewis Crocker. No, I don't think Lewis Crocker's world class. I know there's a couple dudes that I don't think Lewis Crocker's world class. I'm sorry. I don't think that's a shocking statement. I think Karen Chukachin is world class level. I do. He does a lot of he's crafty in there. And I think that he is a front foot guy. He's going to play that game initially, see how that works for him. I think he's also skilled enough to be able to counter Patty. And I feel catching Patty running in on shots could eventually kind of manifest a stoppage late. I need your 100% truth of it is that you're sure on. And if I lose it, yeah, Kingdom. You see what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck, dude? That's what I'm like, what are we doing? Get out of here. You know, like, what the, and you know he's going to be, you know, whoever, these are the type of dudes, Kingdom, in our Discord who end up crying and whining. They have crash outs and then they get booted out. They don't understand what our community is about. Wow, good call. There's absolutely no reason it's 12 rounds. It is a good. Barry Unboxing is a sharp, man. This fool knows all about these little. I pride myself on little hidden stats and hidden variables. Barry Unboxing's right up there. Guys, we're 36 minutes in. We got 70 to 80 people. Just like the video. I'm going to stay on as long as you guys want to chat. No NBA on today. Cleveland plays tomorrow in Cleveland, Game 6. San Antonio versus the Wolves tomorrow as well. There's no boxing on today. Boxing starts in about... The first fight for me is 2 a.m. It's 11 a.m. now, so that's about 14 hours. There is NRL. The footy's back. So all you Aussies, the Magic Round, baby. If you're not in our Discord, we have an NRL channel, and I do bet on the NRL. I'm not going to lie. Let's go. Kelvin lost me $25K last time. He's the A-side. The draw? Yeah, he's not that good, bro. Damn, betting 25 grand on Calvin Davis. Sorry. Betting 25 grand on Calvin Davis is insane. Yeah, Albright, majority decision. And that was nowhere a majority decision. By no means was that a majority decision. Nahir won like 7-3. You bet 25,000 on Cal? That damn, you a baller? My man's a beast. Abel will not be in Hercules' corner for this fight, but the camp, the training camp, the work that's been put in up in the mountain, Big Bear. So you're saying he didn't do his camp in Big Bear? What do you mean your boxing problem? So could you? What do you mean your boxing Boxing the problem solve. To elaborate on that, when I'm sparring, I don't like even when I was boxing, even when I was a younger man, like a lot of you boys are in my 20s, experiencing like guys at nightclubs trying to be alphas. You're gonna get your card pulled. You're gonna be in street fights. I've never once been in a street fight when I was younger and wanted to hurt somebody. I've never been mad in a fight. So it like problem solved to me is when I'm sparring, can I hit and not get hit? You know, what's he showing me? Oh, he's dipping there, so I'm going to counter that left hook. Or let me show the counter left hook or feint. Let's see if he bites my foot feint. Oh, he moved his left hand there. Let me do it again. Boom, straight right hand over the top. So problem solve. Pero Crocker. Guys, I'm not sold on either guy. I liked the first matchup between Pero and Patty much better. Did anybody get any reason why Patty Donovan and Pero didn't go through? I don't like what I saw with Liam Paro against David Popo in Liam Paro's first fight at 147. Liam wasn't the biggest 140. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't the biggest 140, and he's not a big dude. He's not like this physical specimen. So when he gave that interview, it was during an Aussie domestic card, and it was the interview after his last fight at 140 when he fought Robert Garcia's kid, Jonathan Navarro. And he said that this is going to be his last fight at 140. He's moving up to 147. I'm like, what? There's some big dudes at 147, dude. Like, Liam's not a big dude. He's not like a You wouldn't even think he was like a pro athlete if you saw him. Like, he's just a small dude. And that's no shade. You know, the dude's a world champion. Those are the best athletes. He'll beat the fucking brakes off of people. My point is to see how much he struggled. Not a big 140 guy. Goes to 147, fighting a guy, David Papeau, who had fights at 160 before. And I thought, I mean, I won money on Liam on the money line, but bro, I thought Papeau won that fight. Papeau had him hurt, had him wobbled, had him bloody. Liam was a goddamn mess. So I don't know what to make of Liam Paro at 147. We're gonna have to cross that bridge when we get there. It was probably a rift about money, I imagine. Okay, Donovan. I reckon Dave Allen is one of the few. He's wild. My girlfriend wasn't impressed. I shared Dave Allen. If you guys follow my Instagram, my girlfriend is the most sort of like, she's amazing, but she's the most, I'm going to use the word conservative in a non-political way. She doesn't swear. She doesn't drink. She's never gotten drunk. She's amazing. Like she's literally, in terms of opposites attracting, I'm a goddamn savage. Like in my when I was young, I'm a lunatic. If I don't have like somebody like pulling me back sometimes, especially when I was younger, I'd go on benders. I was an animal. Most men are. I think that's the genesis of to every great man, there's a great woman. So she's like, I share Dave Allen's video on my Instagram of Dave Allen talking about how he pisses in the sink. And I just shared it with no context. And she text messages me and she goes, "You're gross." And I go, "What are you talking about? What do you mean I'm gross?" She goes, "Do you pee in my sink?" I'm like, "No, I don't pee in your sink, mate." Light skin business, tapping in. Haven't seen you in a while. Guys, just like the video for me. Two of the judges had the Morrell fight 1 point apart before he sucked. That's crazy. 1 point apart. I had it. What it got stopped in the 10. I gave Zach rounds 9. 8 was close. Maybe 6-3 going in the 10th. Maybe 6-3. I think 6-3 would be fair. 5-4 though. I mean, it's only one round. 5-4 does sound a bit shocking. Why was he fighting so negative? You know, like he doesn't want to fight. You know what I mean? Sometimes in boxing, the margin of error is so thin at a high level that sometimes it just comes down to one guy wanting. If you're even in a fight anywhere in the world and you don't want to be there, you're going to be in trouble. That's why I don't think Morrell, and I said it when it happened, and this is what I really meant. You got to question, does he even want to be boxing? So Abel didn't train. So he didn't go. Okay. Shout out to the chat. So he didn't go to California, didn't do Big Bear. Okay. Magic round NRL, baby. You know what time it is, Cristo. I'm going to put my tips. I'm going to put my bets in the Discord. Dave Allen has quit before against lesser competition than Hergovich. No distance on Allen and Phillip. He didn't quit against the Giant. You know, what have you done for me lately? You know, he knocked out your boy. He knocked out your boy, Bosch. No distance, Karen Patty. Let's go. I was traumatized while Damon Rollins down. Diabolical is a great word. I never watched the 70 on Holly Holm fight. I heard you said you was going on the rematch. And do that. I don't know why they're so close. I know Holly Holm looked horrible in that fight, and I picked Holm in that first fight. And I was just impressed with Stephanie Hahn. Guys, I'm not married to any of my bets. I have no problem flip-flopping in terms of if there's rematches. If you see a read, I don't like bet on guys or girls because I'm a fan of. So you never have to worry about that with me. The biggest shock to me in Holm versus Hahn, the first one, was I didn't think Stephanie Hahn, I was impressed with how good Stephanie Hahn was. She's younger, she had fresher legs, she was a better athlete, she was just the better boxer. I was impressed. I was. I think she handles, I don't know why the odds are close. That's not my department. Damn, good point. They need to develop at least some. Yeah, bro. You can't just be recycling these young prospects, man. These young kids. Develop these guys. Meanwhile, us betters are getting taken behind the woodshed. Karen learned from Boots' first fight. He started giving Boots angles and landing on Boots clean. Patty is not taking those punches like Boots. And that's another thing, guys, because in one hand, you have the Patty Donovan fans. They're kind of fanboys. Come on. Come on. You look at the Instagram. Look, a guy who Patty looks good. He's like, ticks all the boxes. Looks like a model. You know, he's a gypsy. He has a story. So he has fanboys. I get it. Has a whole country behind him. Was a good amateur. And we watch these content creators fanboying him. And I get it. You'll have that. That's fine. So that side, they think they're like, oh, you know, he fought Crocker twice. He beat him both times. But you can't say that. No, he didn't. Look at the history book. He lost twice. So the argument would be he fought Lewis Crocker twice and didn't come out with one win. That's how I look at it. Yes, he was up in the first fight, but you can't let your emotions get the best of you. 2 seconds after the bell, you throw a combination. You lost that fight. There's rules for a reason. So you didn't win that fight. You lost that fight. And then the second fight, you get dropped twice. Even if it was close, you didn't win that fight. So their fans, he beat Crocker twice. So that's the whole current narrative with Patty. Whatever side, he beat him or he lost. With Karen, similar narrative about a guy he fought twice. So the Karen Chukajan fans would be like, you know, he fought Jaron Ennis twice, 24 rounds. If they were both 12 rounds, I couldn't remember if it was 10 and 10 or 12 and 12. We'll just say 24. And what other guy fought Jaron Ennis and didn't get stopped? And what other guy? And then the hater would be like, yeah, but he didn't win any rounds. He didn't win any rounds. But then you could say, okay, there's not one man on earth who fought Jaron Ennis 12 rounds, let alone 24 rounds. You're telling me that guy isn't going to take something from those 24 rounds positively? He didn't get hurt. He didn't get stopped. And in the second fight, he made adjustments. But yeah, Jaron wasn't up for that fight. He didn't want to fight. Okay, I get all that. That's fine. And you're probably right. It's really hard to get up for a rematch in a fight that you don't want to take. I get all that too. But the optimist in me is like, okay, but he shared the ring 24 rounds with Jaron Ennis. That means something. He's taking something with him. He's bringing something with him. And it's, you know, he 8-4 second fight, 8-4. Definitely wasn't 11-1. Sup, fellas? Let's get this week. Bet low, win big, 25 parlay. Randall Light, we need your energy. We need all the positive energy we could get after last weekend shellacking. After last weekend, we need to start lighting candles. I'll start doing You think this is hippie? Find photos of me on my Instagram, boy. I had hair down to here. I used to date a hippie. She had me doing circled candlelight ceremonies, drinking frog venom, hallucinating. Nipples were pierced. It was insane, boy. Shit was crazy. We got to grow up, though, baby. We need positive vibes. I just gave you a lot. I gave you a lot. Thanks for doing. Appreciate you. Thank you for supporting. So, Casey, we do have an AFL channel in the Discord. I'm not the AFL sharp in there. I might as well just show it. We need an AFL sharp. Okay, so this is our Discord. And then these are the channels we got. So betting slips is where before the fights you put your bet slips. We don't, in my Discord, we don't play any of we wait till the fight's over and then we post our slips. We don't play all that. Your slips will get deleted. We post receipts. We post our slips before the fight starts. So we have a section for the slips here, and then we have a section for winning slips. This is our NBA chat, NFL chat, college football, hockey, soccer, Major League Baseball, tennis, NRL. I don't even know if anyone's even using the AFL. Is anybody even using the AFL? April 18th. Yeah, no one's really been in there. The NRL. And then we got a NASCAR one too. Oh, the boys are dropping receipts. This is what I mean. See, the boys are dropping their tickets. So we got Z, Karen Shukajan versus Patty. Karen to win by knockout plus 430. Let's go. So Z's taking Karen by knockout. Floyd, Karen, bro. Floyd just copied the ticket I just said. Hey man, I'm in with you, bro. I'm in with you, kid. Adu. Okay. We're almost an hour in. We got 70 people in here. Like the video. That's all I ask. Just like the video. It's simple. Bet for fun and love the sport. Never bet. Yes, money. Exactly. Exactly. What do you think about the Karen fight? I think we covered that. Paro better not lose to Crocker. Dude ain't good from what? No. He's not, man. The thing about Paro, though, I'm really interested to see if he's made adjustments from the fight against Pipo. I didn't like how he came apart. Technically, because when Liam's at his best, man, he's sharp. Especially that backhand. He's sharp. He came apart. I don't know if it's a big jump. Probably excluding the heavyweights, excluding the weight classes from cruiser to heavyweight, or from light heavy to cruiser. I really don't count the big boys. Of the lighter weight classes, I think 140 to 147 is the toughest jump. That's just my opinion. We see, like, what do we see all that? We see super middle to light heavy all the time, 68 to 75. We see that all the time. We see a lot of guys go from middle to super middle, even junior middle, even super welterweight. So from like 54 to 60, but like 47 to 54, but 40 to 47 is a tricky one, I think. And he's not a big dude. I think this Albright fight going to be funny. I think some strange shit might happen. Will cause it. Kingdom with the hot take. Does your book allow you to play the no contest? Julius, I'm glad you brought Jan Santana up as a dark horse. I like Jan Santana. He's fighting this weekend. The odds aren't that great. I have him winning. He's a fun prospect. Is he? I don't want to misspeak. Is Jan Santana Dominican? Yeah, Dominican. He's a fun fighter, mate. 16-0, 13 knockouts. Could crack. Nickname Dangerous. 5'8", 126 pounder. Bro, no one's talking about him. Dude, that Jimenez knockout we watched. Jan Santana could crack. 126 is sneakily one of my favorite divisions. We got a lot happening in 126. We got young bucks. We got old heads. Brandon Figueroa. We got young old heads. Rafa Espinoza. It's still crazy that Rafa's older than Brandon. You know what I mean? Because when you think about both guys' careers, Brandon's been around forever. He's still not even 30. And Rafa kind of just came on the mainstream scene with that first Robesi fight, in which he was a 5-1 dog. Oh, what a great fight. You want to get hyped up for the weekend? Watch Rafa versus Robesi 1. Oh, shit. I got Holly in the rematch because I understand body language. Holly was breaking her down. Han more. You think Holly was breaking her down? Bro, King. I had Holly in that fight. So I was on Holly, and I lost money on the, what they called a no, did they call it a no contest? Or no, maybe the fight just voided. But to say that Holly was breaking her down, I don't know. Let me rewatch it. I'm not just going to see. I haven't rewatched it. That's, I don't know if I don't know. I think I would remember her breaking them. Her breaking them. I like Zuffa. They're literally trying to separate themselves from modern boxing entirely. I don't like Mac. There's a lot of things about Zuffa I don't like. Look, as time goes on, my dislikes for Zuffa are actually outweighing my likes. So I'll just leave it at that. I hope your intuition increased during those hippie days. It did. Well, one of the one of the hippie ceremonies we would do was called combo, where they would take the she was I dated a combo practitioner. Combo, Kambo. They take the tricolor Medusa monkey frog from the Amazon. It's like this big, and it comes out when it rains. They call it the warrior medicine. And you catch it, you tie the arms and legs to a tree, and then the frog secretes a venom. You take the venom and you let the frog go. You don't kill the frog. So centuries of the shamans in the Amazon doing that, the frog will come to the shaman during the rain as they call the frog, knowing that it won't be killed. But the frog in the Amazon doesn't have any predators because it's the venom kills all of its predators. So what the shaman does is it takes the venom and they do this ceremony called Kamba, where you don't drink anything, you don't eat anything for 24 hours, and then you burn it into you. It's freaking horrible. I've done it like 5 times. So you want here I have scars from it's been like 7 years since I last did it. But like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see it there? Oh shit, player! Oh shit, that old head. So you burn it into you. It's fucking horrible. And you have a bucket, and that bucket is to purge. So it like you sit with it. You don't. It's. I've done it 5 times. Every time I've done it, as soon as I get burned, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? You're a freaking idiot, dude. They call it the warrior medicine because after it goes through you and you vomit it, you literally, for like the best way to explain it, and the hunters in the Amazon would use it for intuition, for like increased depth perception, being able to like be a better archer. So for me, the best way to explain it, after I would do one combo for like 6 months, it would be like you're living in a mountain town, in a town where it's like snows, like in the Rocky Mountains or something, and you're living in that town, and you're unaware that your car needs a defrost. So you're just living your life in this mountain town, and it's snowing and it's cold, and you're driving in this car, and the windshield is frozen over, but you're still driving. You don't think that you need to see, and then after you do combo, the windshield is clear. That's the best way for me to explain it on all things in life, like knowing who to talk to, knowing what business idea. I would use it as a form of like personal development to work on my businesses and stuff, and like I'm a writer and stuff like that. But it's intense, man. It's not fun at all. It's not like ayahuasca. I've done ayahuasca. Fucking, I I have DMT in my house now. Hopefully the feds aren't listening. Do you think Paulie Malignaggi wins this? I hope, man. We need to say a prayer for Paulie. Whatever spirituality, whatever you believe in. I mean this. I'm friends with Paulie. I care about Paulie. A lot of boxing cares about Paulie. I'm not happy he's fighting Rolando D. Dude, Rolando D's a fucking dog, dude. Rolando D fought in the UFC. Rolando D had a boxing career before he got to the UFC. Rolando D's father was a really good pro boxer. Rolando D could crack. I don't like this fight at all for Paulie, man. I just hope that he comes out safe. You know, I'm not happy he's fighting. For the frog venom, where do you get? So you go to the IK. I'll show you the website. So my ex-girlfriend was one at the time, one of like 12 practitioners in Australia. So there's practitioners in Australia who are licensed combo practitioners who then order the venom online and it gets mailed to them. It'd be like an acupuncturist ordering needles. And the venom is delivered in almost things that look like incense sticks. They look like small incense sticks. And then you gently, you have a little bowl of water and you gently light the incense stick and it drips the venom into the water, and then you mix it, and then that's the venom. And then when you're doing the ceremony, you set the setting, and then you just you dip it on like a Q-tip. So the body has different channels. So Eastern medicine practitioners, acupuncturists believe in a thing called meridian points. So opposite of what Western doctors believe in. Western doctors will treat issues locally. Eastern, like you have a shoulder issue, they'll just treat the shoulder. Eastern medicine practitioners will treat the body holistically. You have a shoulder issue, all right, let's look at your circulation, that sort of thing. Okay, so you could get like this is you could get the when you do it, you get it here. I've had them done on my back before, so it's insane. Look into it. They desperately want Keyshawn to get a knockout. I just came across some more info. Kingdom Life with the insider info. Let's go. You think that Andy Cruz could get that fight, though, after losing to Morataya? How about Morataya versus Loma? I don't want to see Andy Cruz fight Loma. I want to see Loma versus Tank. Loma versus Tank. Loma versus Shakur. What's up, youngin? What's up, player? Quickly glancing at surprise Tigers are minus 260. I thought he'd be a much bigger favorite. I'm 10. I'm a fan of Yuri Sendenu. I haven't even seen the Tiger odds. Let me check. Big fan of Tiger Johnson. You guys know that. No shit. Chris Guerrero. Dude, Chris Guerrero's a tough fighter, though. Ooh. I like it. 40% return. I like it. July. Oh, that's in Cleveland. That's on that Abdullah Mason card. Some good fights on that card. Shushu's on that card, too. Joint thoughts on Sanchez versus Torres. Do you know the status of Torres' knee? Kiki Torres is my favorite American heavyweight at the moment. I think Kiki Torres, great athlete, undersized. He's one of these undersized sort of hybrid heavyweights. Great amateur career. We know about the Olympic pedigree. Not many people, I was really happy with his performance against Guido. And I'm glad that, they're moving him the way they're moving him. I think he's going to totally outwork Frank Sanchez. In terms of your question, I'm not sure on the injury stuff. Tank versus Key. Man, I want to see Tank in big fights, man. Like, my relationship with Tank is kind of like an older brother. You ever have that, like, older brother who's always mean to you because you're not living up to your potential, but he loves you? Like, I'm not saying I love Tank, but, like, from a skill set, he's already 31. I feel like we only have a small amount of time left to see this dude in massive fight after massive fight. I want to see Tank fight world champions in the next 4 fights in big-ass arenas. I want to see if he can perform like that and do that backflip off of the ropes. I want to see Tank versus Loma. I want to see Tank versus Shakur. Fight Kid Austin. Something. Just fight. Johnny from the what do you think about the Casimir? I got Cat. Let's go. Mike Larry with the Henny, with that VSOP. Let's go. Henny in the house. Game 6. Cleveland stole that from Detroit. Dude, we're undefeated in the playoffs at home. We needed to get one on the road. We got one. Big Dick Max Strus played well. I mean, what did Big Dick Max do? Hit 5 threes? The thing with Cleveland is, like, the other guys. It's either going to have to be, we know what we're going to get from Harden. D. Mitch didn't have his best game last night, but it was good enough. He played, he had a couple baskets down the stretch. There was that moment, that sequence of Big Dick Max stealing the inbounds pass, Donovan cutting, and then Donovan hit the 3 the prior possession. So Cleveland, I think, is a little bit more deep, and then Detroit grows through these laws offensively. I think the crowd in Cleveland, I'm expecting Mobley. Mobley played his goddamn ass off. We don't win that game last night without Mobley. If Donovan plays even just a level above, we win that game. I think if Kiki tries to rush Frank like he does other opponents, he's going to walk into a knockout. I was shocked by how bad slept him. That was the amateurs, man. That was like 7 years ago. People don't forget. It was like, dude, people still talk about when you peed your pants. Dude, that was like 7 years ago. People don't forget. I'll see you guys tomorrow.